When you're falling, I'll be there above all.
Into whatever room might be behind this.
Well, is it all boarded up with a sign that says real estate available, call this number?
No, there just aren't any doors at all.
It's unmarked completely. Okay, because
Yes.
unused office space is not weird.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna look for a way in. If it's just like, drywall, that's never airtight.
And I guess I'll just cautiously poke my head in through the wall.
And if it is airtight, that's weird.
Okay, you poke your head in through the wall, and immediately you can see there is a room in here. It's decorated in like the Ordris kind of style, in that it is like not a lot of clutter, very open air kind of stuff. Except instead of the usual, just like a couple art pieces and potted plants, stuff like that, there's just like old tapestries on the walls and some scrolls in the bookshelves. And you can see Seaworth at a desk, scribbling madly away at a scroll.
That's the target?
That's the target.
But as soon as you poke your head in, you can feel that something ain't right, and she instantly looks up in your direction.
When you say who are you talking to? The astral guy or me?
Astral.
Okay.
And I guess as she's looking at me, I go, "Hey, Laura. Fancy meeting you here."
Okay, yes. So she's instantly going to stand up at the table, and she'll wait. I forget your actual name. It's like Hector. What are you doing here?
And I face my rest of my body through the wall, and I'm just like, funny thing, we've kind of been, well, I haven't been, but higher ups have been kind of been looking for you.
Hector, I know we haven't seen eye to eye in the past, but I don't think you realize how serious this is. And she's starting to like kind of back up.
And I take a sigh and I go, "Listen, Laura, we got some history, and as much as I would like to rake you over the hot coals right now, I'm willing to hear you out before I dime you into the order."
All right, that's probably a bit more than the others would give me. She's gonna kind of like swallow, kind of smooth her hair back. It's like, all right. I've had a couple of interactions with your group. Notably and she kind of like taps her hands, like the large handed one. And I've also seen what is coming. I'm sure you've been looking around. You've seen the signs, haven't you? There's a foul taint to the air. It's kind of like gesturing around. There's something bad on the way.
Now, out of character, is she referring to that whole thing that they were channeling energy for that being that's having that interdimensional battle?
Yeah, both that and the rise in prevalence of the flesh creatures. Both of them are having a strange effect on the Magisphere.
I go, yeah. I've been trying to get a handle on all that. Why do you need a rod of dampening to solve that mystery?
I don't need to solve that mystery. I need to save myself. You understand? Whatever's coming, just go it alone. I know the Order thinks it can weather the storm, but it can't. She's like kind of starts shaking a little bit. I've scried. There's no chance.
Okay. All right. Why don't you take a deep breath and start from the beginning and pretend I don't know anything that you're talking about?
Look, the Order is based on secrecy. It always has been. It's been based on the primitive notion that the outside world can't understand what we have. But look around. We have superheroes. We have people throwing cars, all that business. What is to say we aren't ready to come out?
Well, listen, philosophically, I might understand where you're coming from, but the rules are rules. And, I always kind of felt you kind of changed things from the inside kind of bit. So unless you got something really serious that's going to make me go against the order, just come clean.
You just gotta kind of sag a little bit. You've got to understand. There's the order will just let all of this die. She's gonna look around and gesture out the window. It's like they won't do anything to stop it. And if this falls, the order will as well. We need to work together. We need to out ourselves so we can work together to weather this. We can't alone.
Okay, so once again, what do you mean by this?
This everything. The metal men beneath the streets, the flesh creatures consuming everything beneath them. It's not going to end well when they come out into the open, and we need to as well if we hope to have any semblance of order left when they clash.
I go, okay, all right. I think and I'm like rubbing my head, like my hands in front of my face. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right, listen. If you want to help, or if you want me to help you, then fine. Because I'm kind of working on this whole thing that you're talking about. I don't have exact 100% handle on what's going on. But if you think that we need to bring the order into this in a big way, the only way we're going to do that is if we bust this thing wide open. You going running around secretly hiding and doing all this, it's not making yourself look good. I'm just telling you that, Laura. And, the only way you're going to get out of this is if you literally show up with the nuclear weapon behind you.
You don't understand. You've always been with them, but I have left the order. If I come back, they will kill me.
Well, listen, as much as I think they're a bunch of stuffy, old-fashioned, fuddy-duddies, I don't think if we come to them with a serious threat that they're going to just reactively do things. And let's just cross that bridge when we get there. Because if it's the threats, if the stakes are really as high as you say they are, I don't think anyone's really going to care that you kind of turned in your membership.
Kind of kneads her forehead. She's obviously thinking about it. That might be so, but if I speak to them, the council will need time to convene. The people will need time to gather their strength in the most inane of ways. The bureaucracy will keep it down. There just is not enough time. I'm sorry.
Okay, so then the answer is let's find something that circumvents all that instead of you doing. And I look around and whatever this is.
This is going to gesture around like the numerous books and stuff and all that is irrefutable evidence of the existence of our order. I plan on releasing it and disappearing.
Okay, well, as much as I enjoy a good expose article as much as anyone else, I look around like I don't really think that's gonna help. And you might actually make things worse by doing that. So how about I just propose a plan B? Why don't you put this on hold? And why don't we, and I take another deep breath, work together, and I still don't forgive you for that AP transmutation project. But for this, I'm willing to put our differences aside. And if we can uncover something that we can bring to the order, I think that's the better course of action. Hey, I got a nice bunch of friends here that would be more than happy to help us out. They love fucking shit up.
What a glowing recommendation.
These friends like to beat the shit out of stuff.
So trust me, if you're gonna go in with a bunch of people who are not gonna, be okay with secrecy and cover-ups and sweeping things under the table in the face of imminent danger, like I said, you're in the only company that's gonna be willing to help you, because anybody else from the order who's gonna come is not gonna sit here and ask questions. They're just gonna apprehend you and bring you back to the order. And I'm sorry, I already timed you out about the rod of dampening, so don't think it's going to be as easy as you thought it was going to be.
She's gonna kind of, when you say that, there's like the shoulders are gonna kind of sag, and she's gonna go and sit down again. I hope you're right, for all our sakes. Gonna kind of lean back in the chair, and I wish you luck in your endeavors to convince the order, but I'm going to have
I go, well, wish us luck, because you're going to help me do it. So don't think you're just going to sit here like a spider in a web doing whatever this is. So I go,
and
I'm sure you know where Task headquarters is.
Yes.
Why don't you relocate over there, and we'll see about solving some major crises together and see if we can salvage your reputation.
Your desire to do what's right's commendable, Hector, and I think you should continue trying, but I need to take the most direct route. I'm sorry. And she's going to lean back in the chair. It's going to fall completely backwards, and she's going to fall through the floor.
And I instantly dive after her.
Okay, what's your speed when you are insubstantial?
Flight 12.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So, as you're both kind of falling through the floor,
for the record, I'm going after them too.
Okay. All right. As you're kind of falling through the floor, make a will save. Jesus Christ. So, as you are kind of both falling through the floor, you can tell she's trying to launch some sort of ward against you to keep you away. To keep you away or draw you back to your substantial body, but it's not working. As you just kind of fall.
And as she's doing it, I'm like, Laura, please.
You are deaf. Because although they're like, consider the fact that they're 9.81 meters per second through the floor. It's like the
that's not as fast as Flight 12, right?
Oh, I forgot. I thought that was someone. Never mind. I thought that was you talking instead of Axiom. Okay. Sorry, what do you say?
I'm like, Laura, don't do this. I'm giving you a pretty good out on this. Next time, I'm not gonna be able to protect. And I'm once again, you can see like the protect you.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard on me, Laura.
So she fell through the floor. Where did she go?
But right now she's fallen through multiple floors.
Okay. At terminal velocity. That's pretty
yes.
crazy. All right.
And
I'm falling less than terminal velocity as I am a small creature.
Yes. And you also can't pass through solid matter.
That's a hole, though. So
What?
you said the hole opened up on the floor.
No, she passed through the floor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said a hole opened up on the floor.
No.
No, she just teleported somewhere, huh?
Well,
Okay.
not teleported, but
Her favorite thing is phasing through solid matter.
She phased through solid matter. Okay. All right. Well, then I didn't follow. Sorry. I thought you said there's a hole open in the floor. I thought it was
No.
like a trap door or something. Or she cut a hole in the floor. Or nope, she just went right through it. Okay. Wizards are weird. All right. I'll start going through her books.
all right. So as she's following, you're having this discussion. It's like I just have to make sure that there's an order for you to go back to.
Well, I'm telling you, if you do this, there isn't going to be anything to come back to, including an order, maybe even a world.
No, that's what happens if you get your way. I know you want to do what's right, but it's not possible.
And I just go, listen, the only way we ever solve anything is by working together, not by tearing people apart. And what you're going to do is going to tear a lot of people apart. And in that chaos, who knows what's going to happen next? So have you considered the fact that if you destroy the order, you might actually unleash worse things than what's coming?
And after maybe like 3 floors, gonna kind of halt in the insubstantial state and just kind of flop onto the ground on like a maintenance closet. And kind of get up. She looks totally defeated at this point. And just like, well, I can't get away from you. You can't. Just gonna kind of sag a little bit. You can't.
And I put an astral projected hand on her shoulder. I go, do you remember what Professor Barnsworth said? He goes, the mark of a true wizard is not to react at the moment, but to think of the long game. And when it comes to us, we have to think in centuries, millennia, not what's going to happen tomorrow. I go, you're being too impulsive about this, Laura. And you're gonna knock over a lot of sandcastles thinking you're gonna save the whole beach.
She looks like she's about to stay silent.
And I go, you know, if I was a different person, this would probably be one of the best moments of my life, because I never really did like you in school, but I always had at least some marginal respect for you. So out of respect, I would ask you to at least trust me. Come over to task, and let's come up with a solution that's not going to set the world on fire.
Just gonna kind of do like the lead the way hand gesture, kind of defeatedly.
I'm like, listen, trust me, man, you're going to love it. There's this guy named Firebrand. It's amazing.
She just doesn't say anything.
And I lead her back to my body. I re-corporealize myself.
Well, but before that, she's like, let me just gather my things from my room.
All right. We fly back up to her office where I'm assuming Liberty is engrossed.
Is there any way you can warn me that you're coming back? Because I have no idea. All I did was see a woman talking to nothing.
I don't think so. No.
All right.
Wait.
Well,
Yes. Well, I mean, if you follow the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I mean, Doctor Strange was able to talk to his girlfriend while in astral projection form.
do you have telepathy?
No, I do not.
Then no. There's the difference between you and Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know.
So you would come back in the room and I'm there, disguised as her, going through her stuff.
Oh dear. So
Probably, but in my astral form, I'm like Laura, meet Liberty as Laura.
Hello.
immediately kind of like there's of course a shock. It's like what is this? Is this some kind of glamour? Yeah.
It's more polymorphic.
Oh.
Yeah, like I said, I met a whole bunch of interesting and cool friends. You're gonna love them. Trust me. Like I said, it's not like this whole Legion of Doom-esque motif you got going on.
He's really building us up. My conversation is boring and consists of insipid platitudes.
Oh, nice.
However, it is good to meet you.
Do you literally say that?
Yes. I'm not very interesting.
Oh well, you fit right in at the order then. All right.
Excellent.
Well, got a couple of things to carry, and she's gonna get like the classic, like moving out cardboard box of stuff. She's gonna take that through the wall.
It's interesting to see how wizards don't change.
Yep.
When we take it to the wall, we're on the 77th floor. Where are you going to go?
To the elevator?
Just to the elevator. Oh, sorry. She just doesn't have a door in her room. She doesn't need one. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm willing to help move.
All right, thanks. She kind of silent all throughout the elevator trip.
I would be disguised as a move.
All right, I asked, since apparently I can't talk to Liberty directly.
I can't sense the astral plane.
Well, didn't you say you went back to your body in the meantime?
Well,
yeah, but his body's way far away.
Before I do that, I ask Laura to tell Liberty to take Laura back to task, and I'm gonna go back to my body, and I'll meet them there.
So I'm all alone in the elevator with Laura.
Yeah.
So what's this thing that you're all so scared about?
Oh, nothing much. The end of days. Friends have an interesting way of dealing with it. And my friends don't want to deal with it at all.
Well, how will it manifest itself? I've already met a bunch of people who are trying to summon an otherworldly god.
That's part of it. Another one is something that was already here. Have you heard of the Tunguska explosion?
Yes.
And you hear how it is attributed fairly accurately to a meteor or comet, correct?
Some sort of astronomical event, yes.
Yeah. I'm afraid the Earth is not the only thing that fractured with that impact. We don't exactly know how it happened, but something came through.
So there's something hiding in the planet.
Not in the planet exactly, in between the planet and the beyond.
And you have no confidence that the Order would know how to seal this or banish this?
No.
Well, we do know an alien who knows how to build spaceships.
Well, I guess any expert is a good mouthpiece to speak to.
Is that faction of the Order just trying to summon that creature, or are they summoning something else? I was in the person they're summoning something else.
No, that rift, that rupture is not. It's not.
So couldn't we let them summon their thing, and then it could fight this thing?
Potentially, but the outcome is uncertain, and there would be great damage.
I have a vested interest in the health of this planet.
Of course. So do I. I live here.
Yeah, I like how I say that deadpan. It's like, yeah, and I'm powered by the morphogenic field, so this planet's life force is my life force.
Mm-hmm. So at this time, you're kind of walking out the front door.
The elevators in this building are very slow. You'd think for a super secret Illuminati organization they'd have better elevators.
So she's gonna kind of like wave glumly to a couple of people leaving. And she's going to say, oh, by the way, your friend told me to tell you that I need to get to this task place.
I know where that is.
All right, are you gonna teleport us or what?
I don't teleport.
Oh.
No. Well, I'm afraid I'm going to have to use an old-fashioned magic, and I'm going to get out the phone and call for a cab.
Nice.
It's climate controlled.
Nice. So you and
You'll thank me you're not picking bugs out of your teeth.
oh, yeah. So you and her ride the cab back, and I assume Axiom would like to fly back.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you're gonna arrive a fair amount of time ahead of them. Is there anything you'd like to tell everyone?
Yeah, I come back, so I guess the guys are still hanging out in the lounge.
I imagine we're in the lounge and like Firebrand's in the middle of like, let me try an American accent. I tell y'all what.
And like, it seems
Alright,
like
Ted,
I'll tell y'all what. Lucius would be like, "Howdy, howdy, howdy."
Yeah, and as I go in, I go, all right, listen up, Tex. I go, I found Laura, but of course, like everything else in life, it's a little bit more complicated than get the bad guy. So she's going to come over here and help us out a little bit.
Oh, well, that's a remarkable change of pace. I guess I was warming up for nothing. Huh? I was having all these one-liners, I could try doing. Stop their criminal scum, But hey, this is good too. And he takes another drink.
You should still brush up. I get from what she's explaining. There's some end of the world type stuff coming, and we're gonna need a lot of zingers for that one.
Oh yeah, I already knew about that. He says, like, waves his hand.
Right on
That
cue,
is-
a Scrap shows up behind you. Goes, "We warned you all. We told you all the time. No one believed us."
Oh no, I believed you from the beginning, Scrap. It's just things. I'll explain in a minute. When is she getting here?
She should be in a few moments, and I look over to Scrap again. Yeah, unfortunately, the orders are not in the middle of it.
Alright, I'll prepare the real powwow. Lucius, you're invited if you want. Rome's burning again. And
What?
Firebrand will, like, get up, walk towards, like, his, like, designated room, open it up, and just stand, like, pours out. The room gains, like, 5 degrees Celsius or something.
Wait, Celsius,
Nice.
goddamn.
I
When you
thought
get
the end of
here,
the
you
world.
can come join. I'll start the barbecue.
I thought the end of the world
Nice.
scenarios was every week.
No. If it was the end of the world, you'd know it.
It's like you opened a closet, and all of a sudden it's like 9 actual, Fahrenheit degrees hotter. That's amazing. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
give or
I
take.
like to keep a stable temperature in here. I say, like, as I start moving the sand around. And of course, Scrap probably immediately... Wait, Scrap hasn't been here yet. No, it was just Axiom so far.
Yeah, he's the only one who's been in your new secret
Yes,
lair.
so Axiom will probably immediately recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you keeping sand in the closet?
How is he gonna keep it?
Because we keep it in the hallway, they keep vacuuming it up.
Like I said, I'm starting the barbecue. Tell me when she gets here.
Okay. So we wait for Liberty to show up with the magic lady.
Okay, so she's gonna show up after well, not a short time actually. Took a cab. They arrived there like half an hour later. Gets processed, and yeah, you guys have made it in. You kind of step into the you kind of get into the lounge area first. She's been assigned a room. In the meantime, as long as she's going to be staying and working here, they did some paperwork on her own as a consultant, kind of a bit under the table, but And she has kind of looks around. Is the doorway to the pocket dimension like just open?
Yeah, it's just plain open right now.
She's like, oh, is that dimensional portal? She like steps through. It's a pocket dimension. Look at that. Are any carpets?
Yeah, like I said, man, these guys play with all the cool toys.
Any carvings on the outside or anything? Nothing stabilized, just a door. Wow. Kind of looks around on the outside, looks in, so like, and sees sees Scrap. Kind of blinks a couple times.
I'm lamenting at the fact that his room is it's actually bright in here. This is bullshit.
Yeah, it's also bigger than the room actually is, or any of the other rooms at this point. But I've
Scrap is
described it
grumbling.
last time. It is a moderately sized sandy desert with a bit of like a pyramidal temple to one side and like a small oasis with a rock giving shade over it to another. And Firebrand is over by that oasis in a Kiss the Cook apron over a very modern looking barbecue. And he just like lifts up his shades as like Laura comes in. It's like,
Wait, this is very important. Is "Kiss the Cook" written in hieroglyphics?
It better.
English,
It totally
French,
needs
and
to be.
hieroglyphics. So
And then
It's got
under
it
it,
all.
he's got, under the apron, he's got the traditional pharaoh get up, including the headdress, right?
Oh yeah, I just left it on the throne in there.
Nice.
But yeah, Firebrand's like lifting his sunglasses and like narrows his eyes at Laura. It's like, wait, you're the wizard?
Yes.
Wait, I thought that was all tech. Wait, I'm so confused now. He just like
Why?
rubs his forehead a little bit.
What are you confused about? I don't.
I thought it was
You've met her before?
microwaves.
What?
How could I have been so wrong? Tell me.
You've met her before?
Oh, yeah, I suppose explained there was a brief moment where she almost killed Arsenal. He got better and died later. And then at a certain point, I had Scrap follow her for a moment because she had a very important looking disc, and I thought it was one of Arsenal's.
Ah. Okay.
She's gonna kind of like start backing up towards the.
Firebrand just gonna like hold up a hand and just go, hold up, hold up. There's sort of a little hierarchy of needs here, and the world is going to be destroyed is sort of at the top of them. But at the bottom, what you build the pyramid with is a stake right here. I'll like hold out like a plate.
God damn it. Oh, thanks.
And on today's agenda, thank you everyone for coming to my little meeting. We have what's going on with Scrap, what's going to happen to the city, and then the entire world being destroyed. So let's go ahead and start from the beginning.
I think that we
Everyone
should
take a
start
stake.
with that last one. It sounded very important.
It's okay. We build up. It all builds up. It's like a
Because
pyramid.
I am in total like Star Wars fanboy-esque anticipating, wanting to know what the hell's going on with you, Scrap.
Well, Scrap already explained it once to me. So here's the short version in case he wants to elaborate on it.
We don't.
No, you just want to do it?
No, just you know what? You do what you feel, and then we can continue on with the important business.
Okay. So quick explanation then of that would be that Scrap bonded with another alien entity that is chasing after the alien entity that is going to destroy the world. For the purpose of trying to destroy it first. I think that's pretty good. He's got a good deal out of it so far.
That's not the same entity that was like the sphere that we found in that dreamscape world that's trying to
No,
battle
that's
that
the second one we'll be talking about. We're talking about the flesh.
Gotcha. You mean the flesh creatures?
That's right.
He's bonded with those flesh monsters?
No, with the thing that wants to destroy them.
Scrapbook's physically offended.
See?
Ah, okay. Got it. Now, okay. Missing pieces of puzzles all coming together. I go to Laura. See, like I said, it's way more beneficial. Your input is way more beneficial.
So let me get this straight. We have basically 3 uber god-like entities battling over the planet now.
Apparently. Or at least 2 who want to destroy it and 1 who wants to stop it from being destroyed. Or 2, and I point to Scrap.
And I thought those Chinese kaiju were bad for possible collateral damage.
Come on, don't act like I haven't been here for a few thousand years. I haven't destroyed things that badly yet.
You missed the word Uber in front of God.
Oh, you're just making me disappointed.
From what little discussions and things I read from your articles, you're a demigod. So we're talking, what, 3 layers above you at least?
Ah, here it goes again. Now I'm getting it from a mortal this time.
Scrap will lean forward and rest his elbows onto his knees and go, at least.
Okay.
Shit.
So, well, the scrap thing is cleared up. Step 2, stuff's gonna happen to the city regardless of whether or not the world gets destroyed. Let's just cover where we are right now. You're new to this arc, and Axiom, you haven't had this conversation, and Liberty, thanks for coming, and Lucius, you've seen this few thousand years before.
He's gonna flap his hands.
Yeah, you're about as interested then, too. Anyway. So, the main contenders in the city have been Task, the Ordris, the Children of Liberty, and what was the name of the corporation again? I forgot. Firebrand snapping his fingers. Mordhau. So as far as the guns, we've decapitated the Children of Liberty as far as I'm concerned. And we've taken out the highest project manager that is going to bother us, which is the Black Ant from Mordhau. Which basically just leaves the Orders in Task to figure out what's going to happen to the city, which is more or less more status quo. That's not bad. Everyone likes the stakes, right? And I'll just look over to Scrap.
The steak is gone. You don't know where it is, but go ahead.
Like on a table on the back, Lucius is like chopping up some like garlic and onions and stuff and sprinkling it on top.
God damn it,
Yeah, you still
Italians.
got that recipe. Oh, it's so good. But Firebrand's still looking at Scrap.
What?
You're still okay with that, right? Or
With
you
I'm
still
sorry, I
want
was.
to destroy everyone.
Well, we don't want to destroy everyone. No. Just I use this word with great displeasure. Siblings. They don't deserve to live. So if we destroy them, then it'll be for the best for all of you. And he kind of just points at everyone.
So you don't necessarily want to destroy the Ordris anymore.
Well, I mean, to do one, I have to do the other.
I want to destroy the Ordris, but
Yes. The Ordris is terrible because doing themselves that petulant child, and so if we destroy the Ordris, we destroy. There's actually a lot of moving pieces here. I'm not really going to go into it right now, but
so then, if we destroy the Ordris, then that would leave in town us and Task.
No, the collective will still be there, and instead of getting people willingly, they will instead just abduct everyone in the city.
Oh, I'm not trying to sell you short, Scrap. I assumed you were going to destroy them.
Well, of course.
Right. So, what I'm saying is, if Task is all that's left, are you okay with that?
Well, no, because we still have the flesh, which also has to be destroyed.
Well, let's assume that we save the world. That's my proposition right now.
There is the flesh and there is the collective, but I can assure you from my time here, there are more. So this won't end simply because we take out one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
This will take a very long time.
It. The world will keep turning even after we defeat the demigods of destruction. But for right now, let's just agree that the continuum is the worst. They're the worst. And we should probably just focus on the world-ending event.
They both
fair enough.
You could flip a coin and lo and behold, they both have the same face because they're both absolutely terrible.
Here you go, Axiom. Kebabs are up. And you too, Laura. So, Laura, you're already very familiar with the situation, aren't you? Well, let me share what I know first. There is, first of all, the flesh creature that came from space and is going to try to consume everything, and I'm fairly certain that's non-negotiable on its part. Correct?
Just if you were correct.
Yes.
It would seem that way, except it's not from space, as you know. It's from the space, but between space. It's complicated.
It's very
Yeah,
complicated.
Space is close enough. I still have a pamphlet for that. Uh, and the other one is a perfect sphere of an entity of perfection, probably brought about by the Orders to some degree. And it wants to make the entire world perfect like it, which is to say, flat, empty, and white, devoid of emotion, living, or anything else. That sound about correct?
Well, it would be impossible to enforce a will like that on the material plane. It's more of a concept. She's obviously thinking hard about it. It's like
It's a theme and a desire.
yes.
An unattainable goal. That's how you can tell they're so young.
But one that could destroy the world to some degree, or at least as we know it. That
Right,
wouldn't
of course.
necessarily be what I want, I think.
Now, can we finally just go obliterate them like I've been wanting to do?
Well, that's the thing. By comparison, the shard is actually negotiable. He is willing to actually talk and engage and maybe meet some halfway points.
Firebrand, don't forget that that sphere is also battling some other evil presence that wants to destroy the world. So if we just
That's
destroy
correct.
that, we would unleash a more potentially dangerous threat.
Right. As it stands, if either of those sides wins against each other in the battle they're currently locked into, the world loses if there's only one winner.
Unless we win.
Unless we win. There you go.
Well,
And this is
we
where
have to.
demigods are really important.
Well, I didn't take this into
Well,
account.
I'd say we help Scrap kill the flesh creatures, and then we try to help the spear. What was the name of the other entity again?
I
collective.
believe
Did we
we
ever get
only have a reference for its avatars. I think that's the word. And they go by shards.
Right. So that's the spear we saw in the dream realm, right? It's a shard.
Right. Shards
So-
of perfection.
Right. So we help the shards of perfection battle whatever the Lord of Chaos or the Demon of Night or whatever he's supposed to be. Then that eliminates, at least as far as we know, an unnegotiable threat. And then we either convince Shard Boy to go find some other planet to try perfection out in, or we just have to deal with him.
I suggest the latter.
Negotiation was my current tactic, but if we can't stop him or sway him, then there's no way that I'm going to allow his world to come to pass.
We feel that this is a poor course of action, as we could just obliterate both without having to negotiate at all. Very easy, very simple. But
Well, I'm glad that you're comfortable destroying, some ultra dimensional beings with ease. But I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it's not going to be as easy as just let's just stop some world-ending threat.
Right
More
on,
important,
Axiom, and I will
if-
clack my grabbers at him a little bit.
And if it was so easy, why haven't you done it yet?
I guess more to the point, I'm fairly certain fighting these things head on alone is not survivable for the rest of humanity. I'm a little frightened, I'll be honest. I have not felt this frightened since I was about 23.
23.
23 years.
Oh.
And it was
Well.
at that point I was fairly certain the rest of the world was going to come to an end too. from an invading army by set. It was a lot less. It was a lot smaller in scale looking back on it.
Well, your past what's the word? Not grievances. Fears, whatever, memories, traumatic backstories aside, could we please do away with the barbecue and get to work?
It's always
Bruh.
good when you're
Well, that's
planning.
what the meeting here is for. This
Well, I'm
is
pretty
work.
sure we've all
And I'll look
agreed
over
that
to
someone
you.
needs to die.
I'll look over to Laura right now. And this is where you come in, and I'm so happy that Axiom brought you along. And when he says that, like, he slurs it enough that you realize that he's been drunk this entire time.
God damn it. Yeah.
So what is it that you brought to the table here that Axiom seems so excited about?
Well, Axiom just kind of brought me to the table. I've been trying to convince the Order to out themselves to the rest of the wider world, but they just wouldn't accept it. So I thought I'd take it into my own hands, and look what that got me.
Wait, you could actually do that?
What do you
You
mean?
could actually get the wizards to help for once?
Hopefully, yes.
Well, that's my plan. If we could
Oh
come up,
my... Firebrand's eyes just like light up. It's like, wizards! Really?
my plan is if we can get enough information and enough proof, I can go to my guy, and I'm pretty sure, in the face of a world-ending universal catastrophe, that they're just gonna have to get off the pot and do something about it.
Right,
Uh,
if we actually can get them out and helping, then maybe we have a chance without having to resort to anything unfortunate.
Scrap will look
That's
over at
great.
both Laura and Axiom. And be like, you need proof? I mean, you could just take us. And he kind of gestures at himself. He goes, like, we are proof in itself, and we can talk and we can explain things.
Wait, I'm sorry. I need some clarification here. How is Scraps proof that the world is going to end?
The proof is that other things are here, and then, well, they can probably tell that we're not exactly from here or from one of their
Right, but that doesn't mean
jurisdictions.
you have the power to destroy the world.
I mean, we could. It would take some time.
Well,
And I think
city's
most
full of
more
people who say that.
I could get you
And
a
I think-
shovel, it'll help.
I think more likely they just gather attention from the wrong kinds of people who would rather just capture you and take you to a dissector's knife and figure out how you work.
I would like to see them try.
And they
But
would
more important,
try very hard to make sure that happens. So,
Well,
it's gonna be the.
I'm also
you
like
really.
I told Laura, we're gonna have to show up with some WMD to say, "See, we need your help." So, that's
Well,
what
actually,
I'm thinking.
speaking of that, if Scraps is a harbinger of the doom to come, wouldn't removing this danger also mean removing Scraps?
We'll burn that bridge when we come to it. For now, let's focus on the actual one.
I think his partner has basically explained that he's probably going to move on after this.
Hmm.
and Laura's gonna say, so he says.
Well, so he says, but he doesn't seem like he's too bad to keep around. He's been fun. He ate the steak.
Let me see. Yeah. Let me try one thing here. Let's see here. A very kind of a very toothy smile, just like looks around everybody. Just, we will, of course.
See, that's why
Hmm.
I don't want to bring you to the Order.
That's fair, I suppose. Well, any case, okay, fine. Let's take that little runt, and he gestures outside in the lab. I'm sure that will be enough. Little thing of flesh and egg. Oh. She just kicks at the sand for a second. Goes, what is? I mean, it's a perfect
Okay,
thing. We'll explain everything.
I understand where Scrap's going with here. Why don't we gather all of our information? I'll bring you over to the guys I talked to in the Order, and let's plead our case and see if we can get some help. dealing with some of this. Because as
Well,
far
I'm
as I
gonna put on my
understand,
best wizard suit for this and hope for the best, I suppose.
because
swear
from
to
what
God,
I
if you show up dressed like
understand,
Merlin.
right? From what I understand, Shard is fighting some extra dimensional being in some portion of the world that we can't even really get into.
That's correct.
For all intents
At
and purposes.
any
you're
moment
correct.
now, the collective is going to just open that up so that they can fight it
Okay,
and rescue their other bigger shard.
so yeah, I think we definitely need some wizard help with that.
We'll see. I hope you're not expecting me to go there.
Well,
Who's
they
me?
want to kill you, don't they?
Yes.
Then no, we won't send you over there.
Right.
You can stay here and have kebabs.
So I guess before we actually go, though, so what if we fail to convince them? What happens next?
Then I guess we're on our own. That
I'll
won't be
look
the
back to
first time.
Lori. So what's your plan B here? How do we expose them and force them to help?
Well, it was my plan A. Gonna kind of shoot Axiom a bit of a look. I have a large amount of information on my person and hidden in safe caches throughout the city that, if disseminated, would confirm and validate suspicions on the nature of the magical world, casting a very bright spotlight on the workings of the Order and forcing them to out themselves publicly.
Ooh, that
Ooh, I like
sounds
that. He just like rubs his hands together.
that sounds like a terrible PR move. You want these people's help.
Well, if they are
Yeah,
part
yeah, Firebrand. That's where I'm kind of like, you don't really quite understand the ramifications of that, and we could be making things worse by doing it that way. We can get
if
them
they're
to help
part
Mention
of
us.
booster.
If we
if
can
they're
get them to
part
help
of the
us,
world, they're more likely to care about it.
But here's the problem: the world's not going to care about them. And in fact, if looking around at everybody here, speaking from an everyman perspective, if I was working my 9-to-5 job, sweating my balls off trying to feed my family, and all of a sudden we're told about this organization that can snap their fingers and make whatever they want, and people who think they're all educated and above everybody are now suddenly coming out and saying we need to do this to save the world, there's going to be a lot of resentment and a lot of pushback and a lot of anger. If you want them to come into the world where people are going to accept them, they need to come in humble and helpful.
Yeah. And if they choose not to enter into the pact to help solve it, that's no great loss because they weren't going to help in the first place. Everyone should have, of course, have the freedom of autonomy, dare I say, liberty.
very well spoken, Liberty. But yeah, we
Name
can't
drop.
just.
I will drop the mic and then walk to the other side of the room.
We
Here, a
can't
point for
just.
successfully name dropping yourself.
Yep.
So yeah, we can't necessarily TMZ expose them.
Well, I think if the fate of the world is at stake, I'm willing to sacrifice the wizards to save the rest of the world, if for a moment.
My thinking is, if the fate of the world is really up to that part, they won't be unwilling to step in and help.
They
The
didn't help
wizard-
last time.
The Wizards of the Order have successfully weathered many storms before. Who's to say they don't think this one's any different?
Yeah, we'll just tell. Well, I don't see why if you just solicited them and made a rational plea of please don't let them destroy the planet, they wouldn't help you. I think shaming them would just make them more likely to leave.
Leave where?
Dex is a spaceship in the other room.
I thought he launched that already.
Some
Some weird guy named Primus loaded into it.
Well, then the existence of other worlds has been confirmed. Why wouldn't wizards just leave this place for another planet?
Or dimension.
How would they do that?
How would they do?
Well,
First of all,
I mean,
first, the easiest way to do that is to capture Dex and they can build a spaceship. failing that, I don't know that this guy astral projects and flies faster than the speed of sound. Do you think wizards couldn't build some sort of spacecraft?
Not to mention not to mention Firebrand here apparently keeps his a private desert in the broom closet.
Yeah. You've already validated the existence of pocket dimension.
Wait, did you guys not know about pocket dimensions? And I just like look over at Axiom with like this confused look on my face.
Those are a thing.
Right. And spaceships have been demonstrated to exist, and also wizards who don't want to be outed anyway would be more likely to leave.
Still, Laura, I can promise that as long as you stay here with us, you can have free access to this dimension. You can keep all of the information safe and secret here, and expose it at will should we fail. I think
Alright.
that's our best alternate plan in order to make sure we have enough to save the world.
Yeah.
But I'm good with talking with people. I've done it before. Says like taking another sip of Pabst Blue Ribbon. I think I can make a convincing call to action. Maybe if we throw in a little bit of flair to dramatics, a captive soldier. This is looking really good.
Wait, what? Captive soldier? What are you talking
Is that
about?
what you? That's what we call the eye flush thingy thing.
Oh, that thing. We're gonna do a Game of Thrones, show Cersei the zombie, and hope she sees reason moment.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be like season 7 where they do the thing. And oh man, how long ago was season 7?
God damn it.
Oh god.
That season sucked. Okay, so after Firebrand sleeps it off, I think we should go to the Order and see if they're willing to help.
I'm all for putting pressure on them to see if we can get them to join in. But whether or not they had to expose themselves and the method of them exposing themselves, that's what's up in the air.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're gonna try to figure out a way to do it without exposing themselves. But regardless, as long as they help, I'm cool with that. You know, baby steps.
Alright then, Axiom, go ahead and prepare the wizard portal or whatever. I'll start cleaning up around here.
Yeah, like I said, you're gonna have to need to sleep that off, dude. I'm not drunk dialing you into my bar.
Fine.
I think he can drunk dial himself.
Hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
Laura, would you help me clean up too?
Alright. Sure. And
I'll- I said I'll help clean up. I always do.
Alright. And
Well-
during cleanup, Firebrand will just try to have like a short moment with Laura and go, I know we had like a little fight a while back, but that's sort of under the bridge and all. I really thought we were even after all that, and we're still around. And I guess I should thank you a little bit.
What for?
Well, when you beat up Arsenal, I was honestly terrified that I was gonna lose him then. And we only lost him a short time later. I guess it put a little more emphasis to spend some more time with him before he actually wins.
Hmm. Well, I'm glad you were able to get that extra time. He's gonna kind of give you a forced smile.
It's little things like that.
Mm.
Oh. But I'm glad I've gotten to know you a little bit better today too.
Yes, of course.
You're actually very nice.
Thank you, I guess. Hope this.
Firebrand, still drunk, is like gonna like hug her and it's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
It's just like ramrod straight. I hope this half-baked plan of yours works.
It's okay, they bake on the way.
Nice.
Put it on
All
the
right.
dashboard as you're driving over.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Okay. So you guys take a little break to rest and recuperate, and then are you gonna try and organize a meeting?
Yes.
Okay. So are you going to